So today I'm here with something like I've done like one, maybe two on my channel before, but it's not something I've done in a while, but it's a tag. This tag is Marvel, and keeping in with the Marvel theme, we have my Thor painting behind here. I'm wearing my Infinity Stones t-shirt, and I don't know, it's kind of purpley, kind of dark, but I kind of have a little bit of villainous stuff going on in my makeup, which I thought was kind of appropriate for this video. But yeah, this is the Marvel tag. This one is specifically for the MCU, not like comics or anything, just so you know. It was created by Perfectly Cat, and I will put her link below. And I'll also put Life With Roxanna's link below, because that was the video I found it in, and she just kind of like tagged anybody who's a Marvel fan, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this, of course. I will, like I said, I'll put both of their channels down below in case you want to check them out. They're both awesome channels. But yeah, let's get into the tag. I have all the questions written down in my little notebook. I feel like Steve, I have a handy dandy notebook. Thumbs up if you know the reference I'm making. But anyway, so the first question is your top 5 favorite MCU movies. And let me think for a second. I'm gonna have to say the first Thor I really loved. And let's see, what's another good one? Black Panther is absolutely just like so beautiful, cinematic wise and stuff, so I really loved Black Panther. Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp, both like really good. Even though it's 2 movies, I'm just gonna lump those together and count them for one for this purpose. But the Wasp was actually one of my favorite characters in the comics. I am a little disappointed though, because it's the second iteration of Ant-Man they use, which Paul Rudd's character is not the first. But they didn't put him into the MCU until a little later, so what you gonna do? And then I really like the Guardians movies. Those are pretty funny. And then I like this Spider-Man Far From Home, like the second one specifically. It was really good and like a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. So those are my 5 favorites. Let's see. Name your top favorite 5 bad guys. Okay. So, I've said this before, I don't know if I've said it on my channel before, but I have said it before a lot in conversations with my brother and discussions with other comic people. So, as far as like movie-wise, I am MCU all the way. Like, I've watched a couple of the DCUs, but I definitely prefer the MCU movies. I just think they're better. And, like, I do like some of the comics though, but the thing is, with Marvel, I've always said this to everybody, like when I talk about comics, Marvel has the more rememberable superheroes. Not necessarily, like, I'm not going to sit here and argue about Marvel versus DC, but I'm not going to say better, but definitely, like, when you think Marvel, you remember the superheroes a little bit more than the villains, and with DC, it's the opposite. Like, the villains are more memorable, because off the back, like, you only have like a couple maybe heroes in DC that come to mind, but Marvel, you definitely have more of the heroes come to mind, not necessarily the villains. So with that said, let me try to think about that one for a second, but I'll definitely say Loki is a good villain, because he's pretty funny. I'm going to cheat on this for a second, because it's not, these movies weren't made in the MCU, or the characters haven't been in the MCU, but these are just like from the comics favorite villains that are Marvel, and they're, you know, Disney bought Fox, so pretty much all the stuff's free reign except for like the Spider-Man's kind of weird because that's still Sony. But as far as what Marvel owns now, including Fox, I'm gonna throw some of that in there for you. But Deadpool, I really like. Everybody loves Deadpool. He's funny. And then Gambit, I really think is a really cool thing. I really hope they do something with like a Gambit movie, not a Channing Tatum Gambit movie though. Like, please don't do that. They were planning a Channing Tatum Gambit movie a while back, and I don't know whatever happened with that, but I hope that does never come to pass, because I don't see him as Gambit at all. And let me think. Thanos, of course, is just kind of like, because he is the big bad, in the MCU, and like, I don't know, because like I said, a lot of the MCU villains, especially in the MCU, like, they're not memorable in the comics, like, necessarily to begin with. Even the ones they are, that they bring to the big screen, it's not as big as it should be. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it with those four, villain-wise. And then the number 3 is your top 5 MCU scenes. Okay, so that's gonna take some thinking, but my first one for sure is, and spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen all the Marvel movies, I guess I'll say that before I start saying this. But my favorite scene in the Marvel movie is in the first Thor, when he's come down to Earth, he's sitting in the cafe, and he drinks the coffee, and he's just like, wow, this is good. And he's like, I'll have another. And he just throws the coffee cup on the ground. Like, that is amazing to me. So that's one of my favorite scenes. In the new Spider-Man, so Far From Home, the final scene of the movie where J. Jonah Jameson gets up on this, like, big screens everywhere and is like saying, hey, you guys, like, Peter Parker Spider-Man kind of thing. Like, that is amazing. Also, like, that had, my brother is a super big Spider-Man fan, and when we seen that in the theater, he was like, oh my god. That kind of had me on the edge of my seat. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, there's a scene, and you've seen this in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler, necessarily, but there's a scene where there's like a giant like, they turn this Pez, like, into a giant Hello Kitty Pez, and it's just like flying in the street. I love that. And Guardians 2, the little scene with Baby Groot in the beginning where he's like dancing around while everybody else is fighting, like, I love that scene. And I really need to go back and watch like a bunch of the MCU movies, but let's see. Oh yeah, in both Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp, I can't remember his name, but there's a side character that's like Ant-Man's best friend, and he's a storyteller, and that's those are always one of my favorite scenes in those movies, where he's like telling the story and fitting things together or whatever, because I don't know, I just like it. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, funny story, I had written down 2 of the questions twice, so I had to go back and like look at where I got the questions from and figure out like what I missed, because I obviously put something down wrong. But yeah, it was the first question. I ended up putting the first question as the first and fourth. But the question I was missing anyway was, what is your top 5 favorite Marvel characters? And those, well, MCU characters, so ones that are actually in the movies right now. Those, as of right now, I'm going to say I like Ant-Man and Thor, because Thor's Bay. I have like a bunch of Thor's, well, not a bunch, but I do have like a Thor artwork behind me, and then like a Thor like print that was signed, and like Chris Hemsworth, like, oh boy. But yeah, so Thor, I really like. I like Rocket Raccoon because he's really funny. I like Wanda, or the Scarlet Witch, and like, I like the female characters, like, you know, Wasp, Shuri, all those people. I know that might not be on, like, what everybody else is gonna say, but, you know, that's just my personal opinions. So yeah, I hope you like this tag, you guys. If you guys want to see me do more tags, let me know, for sure. There's a bunch of them that are out that, like, I have friends and stuff, I can start asking them to tag me. A lot of them are Disney related. This one just happened to be Marvel related. So if you guys want to see me do tags, comment below and just let me know. I'm taking suggestions at the moment. If there's any kinds of videos you particularly would like to see on my channel, just, you know, drop a comment and let me know, give me an idea or something too. I have like so much stuff going, like, on with my channel, and so many like changes coming in like the next year. I'm probably going to make, like, I don't know when this video is going up, but I'm probably going to make like either a video or live stream or something, just talking about like my channel at some point. And it's possible that I could have done that before this video goes up. It's possible, maybe not. So I don't know. But yeah, as far as who I'm tagging, I'm gonna do the same thing Roxanna did and basically just say, if you're a Marvel fan and you have not done this tag yet, feel free to tag yourself in the video. And you can do the tag on your channel too. And yeah. So yeah, go check out Life with Roxanna and Perfectly Cat. And if you give this video a big thumbs up and like and subscribe. And other than that, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys!